on, everybody? You know what that is right there? That's the Misfit. You know who I am? Mc.Square. You wonder where the overalls are? They're dirty, so I ain't got them on. Anyway, we're here. We're going to get the Misfit running because y'all heard the last video. 3 wheels was in there messing around. That thing was still spitting and sputtering, and it wasn't running right. He thought he had the timing cover square. I think it wasn't square yet, so we're going to get it right this time. Y'all sit back, buckle your seatbelts in. It might get a little bumpy, but we're going to get it done right. Don't you worry about it. You see the thing, I'll be purring like a kitten. Instead, it's running like a hit and miss. Like it ain't got but one cylinder. It's got 8 in there. Let's see and make sure all 8 of them still in there. Oh, yeah, they still in there. They still in there. First thing we're gonna get an air cleaner for that thing because that's part of the problem. You can't be sucking no dirt in there. The other thing is we're going to check. We already done changed the spark plugs on there. I think 3 wheels did that. But the other thing we got to do is I think we're going to go ahead and pull this carburetor off this thing because I think it might have an issue. And we get that done and we swap them wires out, I guarantee you this much right here. My name's Mc.Square and I guarantee this, it's going to run right. You can bet the farm it's going to run right when I get done with it. And y'all just sit tight. Alright, we're going to go ahead and swap out that fuel filter because it looked pretty nasty. It looked pretty nasty. So, gas is going through it, but you never know. I mean, look at that thing. Look at that thing. That thing look. Yeah. So we're gonna go and swap that fuel filter out, and we're gonna get that carburetor swapped out. We're gonna put one of these on here. Some folks don't like these things because they're glass, and they say they'll break and your engine will catch on fire and all that kind of stuff. We'll swap it out with one of those plastic joints that's on there like that right there later. Can't find one right now, so we're going to use this. Here's part number. I don't know who these people are. It's probably made in China. I don't know. Don't say. Anyway, we're going to get this thing open, go get this fuel filter swap. Ooh, that's a mouthful. Y'all say fuel filter 5 times fast if you like all those tongue twisters and stuff. That right there is the best thing for opening up boxes right there. You can get them on Amazon. You can get about 50 of them for about $4. Some good stuff right there. And then if it break or you don't like, just throw it away. Ain't but a few pennies. Alright, so you got you some adjustable, different types of fittings there. Let's take a look at what we got. Looks like 1/4 inch and 3/8 and all that kind of stuff. So we'll probably use these metal ones right here. Looks like that'd be pretty good for our hose. That's definitely not going to work, so we'll use these. I'm going to put a little bit of thread tape on this right here. Make sure we get a good seal on the inside of this filter. If and you don't, you might get a leak. You don't want any leak with gas. And yeah, that's a glass one. This is the real deal. You can change those inner filaments out. Fuel goes out this side and in this side. So it goes in here, bleeds through the filter into the glass bowl, and then runs out that side. Before we put it together, we're going to double check on that line and make sure it works. Oh yeah, special thanks to GT's Performance for sending us this awesome set of jag screwdrivers. We're going to use this right here to get that fuel line off. Woo-wee! These right here make the car faster. They do. I don't care what you say. You can say what you want to. Them right there, they make the car faster. That's nice. Got the little size right there on there. Look at that. Look at that. Now you always gonna want to have your rag handy just in case you get some gas leaking everywhere. We're gonna use this one that's sitting over in the valve cover. Ain't doing that right now anyway. So, oh yep, that right there. That's what I was talking. You see that gas come out of there? That's what I was talking about. You gotta be ready for that. Don't smoke around gasoline, it ain't good for you. Ain't good for people around you either. Oh yeah, if you're working with gasoline, you might want to put some gloves on too, if you don't like that smell. Me, I've been around gasoline my whole life, it don't bother me. Now I'd say this here fuel filter's done its job if you look down in there. Look at that fuel filter. Look at that thing. Look at that junk in there. That thing's been working overtime. I mean overtime. Look at that thing. Yucky. Woo! Yeah, it's definitely time to replace that thing. Gonna give me a run for my money today. You ain't gonna get Mc.Square now. I think you gonna get me. You ain't gonna get me. Alright. Got that one done there. Flip it around. I'm gonna clean that off. Don't want that getting down there in the fuel. Grab me a couple wrenches and we'll tighten this thing down nice and firm. That way we don't get any surprises. You know, I take that back. That might be made in America. Look at this right here. You ain't gonna believe this. 1/2 inch. Look at that. 1/2 inch. 7/16. Look at American and American. Ain't no metric on this thing. Ain't no metric on it. That's downright impressive right there. Downright impressive. Alright, we got it ready to go. We're going to go and put this fuel thing back in. Remember to pay attention to your polarity on your fuel filter. The out is coming out of the tank, going to your carburetor. And the in is coming in from the firewall or from the fuel tank. So make sure you got it going the right way. Don't turn it around backwards. You got some issues if you do. Woo, should have had a rag, get a little gas on me. Woo! Woo, yeah. Yeah, that's grade A right there. That's 100% gas. That ain't none of that corn-fed stuff. Alright, we got that fuel filter put on. Time to swap this carburetor out. Now we're going to be using more American stuff here. I got 1/2 inch socket with an extension. Said 1/2 inch on there anyway. Champion 1/2 inch socket. Right there it is right there. Alright. It's got 4 spots on that carburetor. I don't know if y'all need me to pull you in there so you can see it. Let me show you from a, let me get you top down so you don't say your boy didn't show you the right thing. Oh yeah. So you got 1, 2, 3 and 4 is back in there. I'll show you a picture pointing all of it out. Make sure I got y'all taken care of. I don't want you saying I ain't do you right. I broke them all loose. Before I pull all that off, we're going to take some linkages off the side. Over on this side here, we got to take them loose. You're going to want to get your throttle and turn spring. Make sure you get it off of there. This one's a little bit jangled, so it's going to be a fight to get that off. Don't get your kick down linkage off if you got a kick down. Good idea to have you some pliers ready. Now this next step y'all can do if you want to. Dump some of that gas out that carburetor so when you go to pull it off, you don't have gas running everywhere. Yes, it's going into the intake. Yes, it might run out the back side of the carburetor. But, trying to keep you from spilling everywhere. Now, if you leave your fuel line on, it won't do all that mess. Now, I told you this spring's going to be a fight, and I wasn't kidding. This thing's a fight getting it off of here. This carburetor out the way. Get you might have bolts, you might have nuts, depending on what your setup is. Make sure you put them where you don't lose them. Otherwise, you'll be missing them. And ain't nothing worse than losing a carburetor bolt. And don't drop them in the engine. Don't even reach over the top of the carburetor. If you got any doubts, put you one of these on it. We don't drop nothing down in there. You don't have any other vacuum lines or anything like that hooked up on her. You got everything loose. So lift her straight up off of there. And take it outside or put it in a bucket. Go ahead and inspect your gasket. If you want to replace it, now's a good time. This one looks to be alright, so we're not going to worry about replacing it right now. Get your new carburetor and set it down on there. Go. we're gonna hook up our vacuum line in the back. We're gonna get our linkages hooked back up. We'll have to go get a couple pieces off that other carburetor, get everything hooked up, because you gotta hook up our TV cable, because we got one of them 700, 200, 4RE, 400, automatic overdrive transmissions, which is coming out soon. Anyway, we're gonna pull that, get that hooked up on there, and then we also take care of getting up the accelerator cable hooked up and the return spring. And we're gonna fire this puppy up, so let's get to it. You got one of these fancy linkage brackets that we got here. Make sure you don't put your last nut on like I did over here, or your last stud in, until you got your little bracket in place. So for this application, I'm gonna zoom in here and show you what we got going on. In case y'all are running a 350 or derivative. Look down here on the side of this Holley. This is a Holley 750 double pumper. Probably a little too much for this little 350, but I'm gonna show you how to hook this thing up. See my holes down there? This top hole here is for your accelerator cable. It ought to match right up there. Bottom hole down here, the one in the back, so you're gonna put your kick down or your TV cable at if you got an automatic overdrive transmission. We're gonna pop in pieces off the other carburetor, stick them in here, and then we'll go ahead and hook this up. Gonna tighten down, double check everything, make sure we got all of our clamps tight. We'll cut that fuel on, and we're gonna fire up. Alright, gonna do a fuel test right quick, make sure the fuel is flowing and we don't have any leaks. Go in there, hit that switch, y'all watch right there. That fuel bowl right there ought to fill up. That filter, run back around there to the carburetor. Ooh, look at that gasoline. That's pretty right there, ain't it? That's just pretty. Look at it. Just look at it. Just look at it. Alright, we're gonna see if this thing's gonna fire up here. We're gonna see if it's gonna fire up. Let's see if we got enough fuel up in them bowls yet. Oh yeah, she's spraying just a purty. She is. She's spraying real nice, real nice. What in the world? That gum thing sound like a cat whining. Y'all hear that? What the heck was that mess? Alright, let's try this again. Now I told you, I ain't never heard that before. But I also told you to do one thing. Before you start it up, double check everything. You know what your boy Mc.Square forgot to do? Double check everything. That's the problem, I bet you. Because them bolts was loose. Let's try it again. Don't hear no duck, do you? Bam! That's what I'm talking about. Still running rough. I think we got a bad plug wire somewhere. Alright, we're gonna take it down the road, see what it's gonna do. What y'all think it was? 3 wheels? Alright, that does it for the video. It's your boy Mc.Square. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We'll see y'all next time. So we gotta put some plug wires on this thing. It ain't right yet. I think that time is covered. It's still out of square.